So he probably did not fight during the First World War.
No.
Because I see 1920.
Yes.
Uh-huh. He was in the army in the Second World War.
Yes, Second World War. 1926, he entered the army. 1927, he was baptized. So, Southern American Baptist Mission
Okay, an American Baptist?
came here. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, American Baptist Mission.
And the name was who at that time?
Nhpan
No,
Ja.
the missionary name.
Missionary Ola Hansen or
I'm asking him.
No,
แต่ช่วยนะอันเดน่าจึงพอมุ่งเดศาสนาชาชากว่า
Mr. Kincaid,
โอเค
Mr. Kincaid.
first Kincaid, Eugenio Kincaid.
ยูจิน
Eugenio Kincaid. Yes, he came, and that kitchen name is also given by him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
And then you have British Burma.
yes, Second World War.
That's right.
I was 12 years at that
Right.
time, no school here in Burma. So my father sent me to Shillong, Assam, St. Mary's Convent.
That's why you ended up there.
กระก็เลยจึงพอมุ่ง
No,
where is it
India,
Oh,
Assam.
India.
Yes,
that's where the Chen state is connected to
yes. Many kitchens are there.
อ๋อ
So that's a good map. Thank you for putting that up there. That's
Yes.
a very good map.
That is long before when we are under British government. Burma is under British government at the year 1885.
Yeah.
Yes. And from thence, that is the first map. But after the Maymew inquiry, our country is loop below.
Part of it was
Yes.
cut off.
Yes.
And who did it go to? What group? What did it become known as? The part that was cut off.
My father. My father.
อ๋อสกายเมบี้ฉันได้คัดออกโลโก้
eh,
มีบอก
eh,
เขาบอกสกายจีนอนเนี่ย
Yes. They cut off, and that is in the Sagaing division. They put it out in
It's
the
part of
Sagaing
the
division.
Burmese sky division
Oh,
no
okay.
longer in the chain
Yeah. But it says there they'd never been under any other rule before the arrival of the British.
Yeah.
Interesting. And yeah, thank you for that map. I'm glad to look at it like that. It
Yeah.
helps me.
That is Aung San Suu Kyi, NLD, produced this. Yes.
this is before the Pano agreement
Before the Palo Agreement, yes.
Now, do you have children?
Yeah. I have 5 children.
Five children.
My eldest son and second son, he passed away long ago.
Oh, okay.
And my daughter, that
That is her.
center higher one.
Oh.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
she is my elder one now. She's in Japan. Yes. And this is my granddaughter, Mr. Laja's daughter. And this is the second daughter, Mr. Laja's daughter. She's in Japan,
อ๋อ
running in Japanese college.
Okay.
you know the director from over there that Indian Aja is there
Aja's daughter.
And then there's a little one in this last picture. Is that a granddaughter?
The little one is my daughter's daughter, second daughter's daughter.
Yeah. it's
grandchild
She is granddaughter. So her mother is dead, and also her father is gone. Her father is Muslim,
oh
so we knock him out. We don't come.
He's gone now.
Tell him not to come here.
Where?
We don't want to contact you. Go.
What country did he come from? Where did he go?
In Rangoon.
Rangoon.
Yeah, in
He's
Rangoon.
around, but he's not here. Okay.
Yes. He is although opium addict, So
Oh.
we don't want him to
Yeah.
come near to me. So
He's gone.
I chase him away.
And the couple here is this.
Me
I
and my
thought it might
husband.
be. I
Yeah.
thought it might be.
And these we are at the
At your wedding?
Yes, wedding.
Now, did your
My husband died about 15 years now.
15 years.
did your husband get a bag and a sword at your wedding?
No. He's ordinary clerk in immigration department.
Uh-huh.
I have done a Kachin wedding.
Oh,
She อันนี้จึงพอทูอเมริกาก็คงรันไหนเลยได้อันเดทราชกราวเลยเพี้ยแหละจึงผมแต่เป็นสิเกตโปจ่าเดมจอนางช่วยมาแต่พันจอยอีแต่นำดูอ่ะเพ่
enjoy.
Oh he didn't give a back and silver back
Marriage joy go Reverend taken fat.
taken fell was
American.
given
Yeah. American. So
อ๋อจึงบอกชุ่มหูเลย
religious marriage.
religious marriage
Christian marriage.
Yes.
American
Traditional we
pastor
need.
marriage them
Well, I didn't ask for the bag or sword either. It was
yeah
somebody else. Well, I'm glad you have all those pictures because it helps us to get to know you. And who's the one? Yuen Sinwa.
Uyen Sinwa. Uyen means nightingale. A bird nightingale. He
Yeah.
gave me nightingale,
He
the name
is,
of nightingale. Because
name-
I am the vocalist
yeah he's very
Composer.
good at singing
Oh.
from 1954.
uh-huh
Burma Broadcasting Service in Kitchen section. I am the only first one to sing. I play my guitar, I compose my song, I sing. So I'm radio vocalist. The first kitchen radio vocalist. Also a kitchen song composer.
Yeah,
So that
he is a
all.
celebrity of the kitchen. Yeah, popular. She's very popular.
That is
She said everybody knows her. And she said
Yeah, everybody
she
knows her.
everybody.
Yeah.
even the dogs remember. Because I'm a lady organizer, sports and physical education department officer. You know, there are so many dogs in the football ground.
So they all
He's
knew.
a football.
When I came in, all the dogs come and wish me.
He's
So,
good.
Many dogs knew me too. I told that, and anybody laughed at me.
Oh,
Well, it's a good way of saying it. It's a good way of saying it. And you have many children around, we see.
Oh, these are the children of the prisoners.
oh.
Mother and father, both opium,
Oh, I see.
and they use and they sell for both.
Uh-huh.
That's why they are in the prisoners' workshop,
Right.
work camp,
Right.
hard work camp.
Right.
Many of them. So all their children,
So you opened
from
up-
the kindergarten to 10th grade, no school, nothing. 33 of them.
Oh my goodness.
So we went and collect them, put them here, and they are going to school now.
Well, good. Fantastic.
From KG in my kindergarten, my nursery, Grace Nursery. Just now the school is over and they are all gone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, what a ministry. That's great. That's great that you did that.
Nobody, no religious groups, no Christians can see this kind of job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't ask or request them for donation. So I don't like asking help from others. I only ask up there,
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
At that time, so many troubles, so many hardships. But I don't care. I have my Jesus up there.
Yeah.
I ask.
Mm-hmm.
So in time, not late and not too early. Jesus gave me
Not too late, not too early.
Yes. So we are going on like that. And sometimes we have shortage of rice bags. So I prayed, and not the Christians, Chinese Buddhists. Their children is here in my kindergarten, nursery, and they saw all these children, and they come and give offering rice bags. So that is going on.
Praise God.
And also the Hindus, the Gorkhas, they came, and potatoes, dal, and sometimes milk. They come and give. No Christians came. Yes. Holy Spirit, I don't think they opened our Christian eyes. Heart. Jesus is knocking, but nobody is opening. So I never ask. If I ask, they will give me, I know. But that is not offering. That is not donation. Because I ask, because of me, they give me.
Yeah.
That is not
what you
up
want to
there.
do.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I believe that way.
Well,
So I
praise
don't-
God that God is providing for you
Yeah.
by moving people.
Yes.
That's right.
So I don't ask KIO, KIA, Matu, no, I don't ask. And La Thang Ongwa, all are grown up under my eyes. But I don't ask them. If I ask, they will give me, I know. But no, I never ask.
Well, that's a great ministry, and I know the
Yeah.
children will appreciate that you have done it. I see your Bibles there. closed
Yeah.
now.
Old red
English,
Bible.
old, yes, this is Gachin. This is English New Version, and also Burmese. Daily I have to read.
Read and study.
This strengthened me, give me many strength. Also ideas how to go, how to settle the work, the job. So
Now,
I,
where do the children go at night? Do they stay here? Or do
they stay here.
Yeah.
Oh, they stay here. We give them 3 times rice.
3 meals a day.
Yeah, early morning 8, and 11 and 12, and evening 5:36. So they eat so much. No job, no work to do, nothing, because water is here. Just open the
Tap?
switch tap, and it goes on. Very easy going here. So I used to school them. You stay here because of Jesus' love. You must thank Jesus, and you must not forget God's grace. I told them. And you don't need to thank us or do for us, but you must not forget that God's love comes through us to you. I told them. So you be good, believe God, go on with Jesus Christ. Don't do against Jesus. So I always told them that
That's exactly right.
daily, yes.
That's exactly right.
So when did you arrive?
When did we arrive?
Yeah.
We arrived on Friday,
Oh.
about a week.
Uh,
We came to Yangon.
oh.
We arrived on Friday, then we went to the Kachin church in
Oh. Rangoon?
Rangoon, and then we got on an airplane on Sunday and came here. So we arrived here on Sunday,
Oh.
and we've been here about 6 days, 5 days, something like that.
And we'll leave on Sunday.
Yeah, we
after
leave.
church.
We leave on Sunday after church.
Oh.
Our purpose of our visit is the convention, the DC Baptist Convention, which I work for as the executive director minister. I'll watch it. I won't do it. Is not looking for. We have a Burma work group, and the Burma work group is interested in seeing how we can relate to the Baptist in Burma
Oh,
or in Myanmar. And
Myanmar.
there's three
Burma
areas.
becomes Myanmar, yeah.
Yeah, all right. And there's three groups that we are really looking at: the Kachins
Yeah.
and the Karens
Koreans, yes.
and the Chins.
Yes.
So that's the three groups we think we can work with.
Yeah.
And so we're here. Let's see. I taught at the seminary,
Mm.
and I taught students, and I taught them Baptist history and
Yes.
no, Baptist principles and methods.
Yes.
And then Deborah and Roy G taught in the IDP camps,
Oh,
and
camps, yeah.
they went to 4 different camps,
Mm.
and they held a meeting with the parents and the teachers.
Mm.
And in that meeting, they learned some things, and then Deborah talked about
Mm.
what it means to teach different levels of readiness for children:
Mm.
the infant, the 2-year-old, the 3-4-year-old, the elementary school, the middle school, the high school, the young adult. And then she also helped them think through about that you can teach the knowledge base, emotional base, physical base, spiritual base, and there's one more. What am I saying?
Social.
And social base.
Also,
And so we were talking with the parents. Have you been to an IDP camp?
no.
No. They,
Both knees. My knees.
oh, that's fine.
So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're not trying to get you to go.
And also,
Oh,
Wheelchair.
wheelchair.
We're not trying to get you to go. That's not my purpose. But I thought you might already know about it. And
but I pray for them.
well, good.
Yes.
They need your
I
prayer.
got up at 4 a.m.
Mm.
daily, read the Bible, self-devotion. I talk with Jesus, face to face.
Good.
So I told him everything.
Mm.
Lord, you know everything, but I'm again telling you everything.
That's the mystery of prayer.
So help me, show me the way,
Right.
how to solve. I told him.
And so yeah, we went to the IDP camps, and
Oh.
and let's see, the thing that to help you think about your prayers,
Mm.
in some of those camps they were well adjusted. They had been there for many years,
Yeah.
10 years, 8 years.
Mm.
But in one camp, they had been moved from another camp.
Mm.
I guess in 2 camps, they had moved from another camp, and they had only been there for a year or more. And they were sad. They were grieving.
Mm.
Because they had lost their homes and where they
Yes.
were, and they had
Everything's lost.
lost their other where they had been moved, and so they were in grief. And sometime we saw that grief, and what else did we say? Grief and hopeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depression.
Yeah, depression and hopeless.
Yes.
And so that's a way to pray for the people in the IDP camps. They too have much of what they need. The Baptists are giving shelter, and that's a good thing. They have some food, enough food, I think, but their future is
So,
yet to be seen. Yeah, right. But Christ will bring them through. Yeah,
Yeah.
Christ will bring them through. That was my experience at the IDP camp. You might want to say something, Dave.
they had a good sense of community. They said they did talk with one another and help one another, especially in caring for the children when parents had to be away, which I thought was very comforting to me, that they did have support of one another. You didn't hear fighting or arguing or bad words. So.
And so we will see. We hope to get churches involved with supporting mission work here, and maybe you'll get to meet some of those people in the future. Until they will hear your story and hear what God is using you to do. we'll first bring them as teachers, and then we'll see where it expands from there. You can pray for that. We're not worried about it.
Yeah.
We're
No,
not
I
worried.
never worry.
Yeah. We're not worried about it, but it's just a process that we're going through to get them involved.
This may be God's way. I think God is teaching us, giving us training us.
Yeah.
I saw that way. I took that way. Because the Kitchen Baptist Convention split in two. The KBC, liberalism, modernism, ecumenism, they took these three doctrines into the church. And we stood firmly as the Southern Baptist, American Baptist ministry missionaries gave us the faith, the light, and the salvation way for the eternity way we got from them. So we never forget Southern Baptist. I always mention in my prayer. So I thank also God for sending and using the American missionaries to us, sending to us. So the American Southern Baptist ministry begins, and they arrived to us 1877.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Kitchen and Lisu. Kitchen and Lisu at the same time. Yes, 1877. Yes. The first is Dr. Lyon, Lyon, Leon. Yes, it's the one. He read Bamo. And after that, one by one. At the time of Adoniram Judson, yes, there are so many missionaries came one by one, group by group. Bamo, here Mijina, also in Sumbrabum. Sumbrabum, the last missionary is Miss Lucy Boney in Sumbrabum. And Mijina, Miss Mary I. Laughlin. I lived with her 3 years. After the Navian socialism came, and every foreigners must go back to their own countries. So my mother, Mary Laughlin, also went back to there. Reverend Teckenfeld and his family are the last missionaries. Left Burma in 1963. So from thence, we are gone without our foreign ministers.
Right, your partners.
No, our leaders, and those we depend, and those who gave us light and knowledge in faith. So we are very sorry in our heart. We feel very small. We became very small, you see. So, but after 1977 is centennial, 100 years ceremony we have held, and so many came back, and in there we have our unity again. So after the Second World War, we spread everywhere and no unity is here. But at the centennial, 100 years ceremony time, everywhere we gathered again. Yes, before Americans left us, we have 4 districts, Kaku districts. That means from Sumbrabum upward. Sumbrabum upward up to Putao. That is one district. And Mijina is 2nd district. Bamo is 3rd district. Shan State is 4th district. And all these in religious district, all the Christians met yearly meeting. Yes, yearly meeting. And in the 3rd year, we have a big convention. Everybody comes here. Yes. also those who have responsibility, and also those who are Christian, baptized or not, everybody meet at the third year.
You know, there was a Miss Stickney, Stickney,
Mm.
who came to Burma
Yeah.
in about 1877. It
Yeah.
might have been 1878, 79.
Yes.
She may not have come to, I don't know where she came to in Burma,
Mm.
but she was a single lady, and her father was I think the family to Amos Kendall, and so she came with a lot of support, financial support, because he was I think she was his granddaughter, but Miss Stickney came early on. And the D.C. Baptist Convention was first known as the Columbia Association of Baptist Churches, and it started in 1877. So we started in 1877. The Baptist in Washington go back to 1801, and they didn't have a regular association until 1877. But one, you mentioned Judson, and I've told many people this. Judson, when he was here working in Burma, one man in the United States was working to collect funds to support him, and that man's name was Luther Rice. And Luther Rice moved to Washington in about 1814, about the time Judson came here, and Luther Rice raised funds for Judson. So all of Judson's, what he did in Burma, was funded not by Luther Rice, but because of his work. And he worked for the American Baptist. Well, he worked for the Triennial Convention. So since you like history, I thought I'd throw that in. That Luther Rice was this gentleman who was a member of First Baptist Church of Washington during those years. So we have a tie back to Burma that goes back to the time of Judson. That we were involved as a group of Baptists in Washington. We were involved with this deeply with the support of Judson. Not everybody, even in our convention, knows that. I happen to
The
know.
church has a letter.
Yeah,
in Luther
yeah.
Rice's.
Yeah, the First Baptist Church has a letter that Luther Rice wrote, but he was a member. You know, it's not surprising. I mean, I found the letter. I found the letter. It was tucked in the notes, you know, and it's a letter from that time. So that helps you also see why we're here. And soon I'll go to people in both Virginia and Texas to talk about what we've experienced here. And then we'll also go to the regional executive meeting in Green Lake, Wisconsin, and I'll tell them what we experienced here. Perhaps, do you have a card or a brochure that you could give us that we might share with other people about your ministry? Is that understood?
Oh, na thora contact information ni nang hai grakuna na ministry phe in chani be sundan lu nam tu da.
I'm doing my child ministry.
Yeah.
My son is doing youth ministry. So those who are in the wrong way, going away, far away with Jesus, so he collect them, everybody, and those who from prison, those who are free,
Yeah.
he collect them, everybody, and here they worship every Sunday at 2 p.m. to 4. Yes, here.
I have a friend that I would like to tell about your ministry. He leads the Buckner Family Ministries in Texas. But since you like Southern Baptists, that's not a problem. He is a friend. I like both, so.
Yeah.
But Albert Reyes. Albert Reyes. And he might be very interested in what you're doing here, and might know of some ways to help you.
Yeah.
That's why I asked. That's why.
So my child ministry is very cheap nursery. Very cheap. Not 50,000 each.
For a year?
Month, 1 month, 50,000.
50,000.
Then I have to pay 6 teachers, 1 cook. That is the payment.
50,000 check per month
And
for 1 kid.
at 11, lunch. 11, I give lunch.
Yeah.
$35 a month.
That is lunch at 11 and light
Sure.
refreshment at 2:30. And after that, gone. Yeah. Twice. So,
Yeah, that's ministry always is expensive.
Yes.
so it has to be
no,
done.
no income for my own, nothing. I went and teach myself also, English speaking,
Right.
and so, and sometimes, yeah, I teach them. But nothing for me. If I loan, if I rent this house, I may have 1 lakh for 1 month. No fund coming in for my using my house, and no money for the current. 60,000 per month.
60,000 chats per month.
Yeah,
You know what I would tell you to do?
yeah. Because water, we have no well, so we have to
Go and get the
mortar and
Pump the water out of there.
from the water. So, and also there's drinking water, 700 1 bottle. Every day, once, 1 day, I say, 1 cha,
Any other day.
1 day and another day comes about,
another ball.
yeah, 7 box, sometimes 8 boxes, and sometimes 5 is the least, and so 700 for 1 bottle. So I got to spend that.
Yeah.
So nothing comes, and I didn't ask donation from my children's parents. I don't ask them. I
Here
don't
comes-
tell them this or that.
Here comes
How cute is that? Look at that. Glad to meet you, Superman. Spider-Man.
Ajasan.
Oh, that's his son. Oh, that's the director's son. Oh, glad to meet you. How cute. Cute is that
Early morning he comes and say, "Good morning, Adui." Adui means grandma. Good morning, Adui. He didn't go back. He's waiting. I prayed for him. And and after amen, he didn't go. You know, what I have to give is, here's something I have to keep.
Oh, for them candy.
Always, yes, I have to keep something. So only then, thank you, he said, and gone. Every morning he comes here. Sutjong. His name is Sutjong. Yes, Inding Sutjong. Inding is family name. Sutjong. His father's name is Nding Laja. Everybody calls him Aja Aja.
Well, we probably should not keep you too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's been a
Yes.
joy to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm praying those whose heart Holy Spirit opened, God opened. I am hoping to help us. This ministry, 2 ministries for the long term, not for the short term.
Yeah.
So, how can we manage for the long term? That is our worry.
Good. Same one.
Yeah, the same person.
Nice to meet you. Good evening.
Yes.
Awesome.
And this ministry, God opened our eyes, our hearts, and so we did this. No hope, nothing plan, no plan for fun. No hope and no asking for fun. So I've already told you that I always pray. So I think God may open this ministry enlarge to make enlarge. So many are in the prisons. So many children are there without education,
Education.
without full food to eat. So we want everybody to take care, but we have to think how we are going to run. That is the trouble.
church ก่อนหน้านี้รู้ไหม
No, no, no,
no church
no, no churches. This is not church ministry.
oh
It's a
Private.
faith ministry.
Individual faith.
It's a faith ministry.
In faith, we do this. So I think God may take his ministry responsibility. He will give us, I know.
He will provide a few.
Yeah, he will provide us. So we are hoping only for that. Yes. Our hope is very strong.
Then you will know that it is sure.
Yeah.
Certain.
Maybe we should have Deborah pray for her. And then
yes
you should
yes
Okay.
begin to- And the ministry, of course.
ยะ